guys, Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy, and we are here for day 16 of our 25 days of Christmas. And the images we're working with today are going to be this small image up here, this one here, and then this really cute shepherd over here. That's what we're going to be working with today. And I have already got mine cut out. There's my small one. And that one, and I did all these on 110-pound cardstock. And then the very cute little shepherd one. So that all cut out. Remember, we are using our 25 days from Stampin' Up! For our stamps today. So we do need number 16 today, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out and have that on my block. And I'm just using a simple acrylic block. Okay, we're going to be using Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Vintage Photo ink. It's my favorite ink. So let's get going. So we'll start. Let's start with a small tag. Okay, we'll start with it. So it's really simple. So we can use just a scrap piece is fine. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our small image and let's go ahead and glue it down on here. Let me trim it up a little bit here. I got a little bit crooked when I cut it out. Hope everybody's doing okay. Feeling a little better. Not completely back to normal, but a lot better than we were. And of course, the Midwest is getting hit with snow, so we got like about 3 inches of snow last night. So, okay, we're just going to glue this onto a scrap piece of tea dyed or coffee stained paper or scrapbook paper, or whatever you want to put, you know, to line the back of your thing. I'm just using the coffee stained paper that I have because it's small enough, and this is really a small image, so it works great for scraps. So I just literally grabbed a little scrap piece that I had. And if I sniffle, I'm sorry. Okay, so we got that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our corners, just like we're going to make a small tag. Cut our corner off, then flip it over so we know we have our corners even. It just sort of makes for a more concise. There. So let's go ahead and ink up around the outside edges. I'm going to ink mine pretty heavy just because that tends to be my... Let me make sure I'm in frame. So I hope everybody's getting ready for the Christmas season. It's so hard to believe it's going to be here this soon. Let's see. Let me find... Well. Oh, they're there. So I'm going to grab my hole punch, and I'm just going to sort of drop it, you know, in the center. But I don't want to interrupt with my picture, so I'll put it about right there. So here, pull out my little tabs. Put my hole reinforcers on. It's pretty simple. Okay. Then let me put my lid back in my glue. I'm going to pull my stamping page out. And I'm going to ink up my 16. And this just worked out perfectly, I thought. with the 16. So I got it, and I'm just going to put it in the very bottom corner where that little square is in the bottom corner. Hold it down for a little bit, let the ink sort of sink into the fibers of the paper. And see, then the 16 just go perfectly. It was like it was almost meant and made to be on there. It worked out great. And then we need a little piece of lace. So I'm just going to cut off a little strip of lace off my lace that I have. And I'm going to diagonal the sides again because, you know, that's my thing. I have to sharpen my scissors again. Okay. I'm just going to do like we normally do, pop through the back. Well, if I can get it up through there, let's start over again. Try to keep them even. You don't have to, but I like for them to be somewhat even because you always have one that's going to be a little. Should maybe cut this a little bigger. This is going to be a little tiny tab. Little tiny topper for a little tiny tag, I guess, huh? Tighten it up, put it around, and voila, our tiny tag is done. So our one tiny tag is finished. And I love the 16 on the front. I think that worked out just perfect. So we're going to set that to the side so we can get on to the next one. We're going to go ahead and start with our big one. And we're going to need, again, another scrap piece of paper. Well, let me see. I think I got another scrap here. Yeah, there's a scrap right here. So I'm going to glue this up, and this tag is going to go pretty easy. So glue it up around the edges. My art glitter glue. Anytime I do paper on paper, I tend to use my art glitter glue. I know a lot of people will use glue stick, and now I will use a glue stick sometimes if I'm going to sew it, just because I know I'm going to permanently hold it that way. So, but sometimes it just depends on what I grab. Okay, so then we're just going to line it up. Line it up, try to save the most paper because it's a bigger scrap we can use for later. Okay. Then we're going to trim it up. And trim our top down a little bit where we have it right along the edge there. And if you have a little bit that's uneven or you cut it crooked, then trim that up. And scrap paper in my scrap paper box. And then we're going to ink around the corners on the front and back. Thank everybody for tuning in. So, you know, those that are following along in the series, I appreciate it. Those who are, you know, signing in the premiere every day and come watch with us, I appreciate that, and all the interaction in the little chat. Amazing some of the places we've got people coming in from, you know, locally and internationally. So we appreciate all of you guys. And again, you know, if you're enjoying it, you know, like, comment, subscribe. If you hit the little bell, it'll update you, you know, whenever we're posting new videos. And there's also links to our Facebook page and all of that jazz in the bottom. And there's a link to our email address is there if you need to get in contact with us for anything. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little piece of ribbon that I have, the green ribbon, and again, I'll show you that. That's the velvet. It's just the green, like, Christmas ribbon you can buy. It's real cheap. I got this. You can find it at the Goodwills all the time for, like, a little bit of nothing. So that's what I bought mine for, a little bit of nothing. Okay, then I'm going to put my top of my tag in, and what I'm going to do is, because somebody asked me because you can go like this, but you get the front and the back. But if you go like this, and then like lay your V out, then as you lay your V, just sort of flip it. It sort of turns this into a triangle at the bottom here. So it's like, if you line them up, then fold this back, and you can sort of manipulate it till you get at whatever angle you want it to be at. And then I put this here, find my little attacher because I just had it, which means now I'm not going to be able to find it. It's way over here. Oops. Some prototypes of some things I'm working on. I've been working on laying right here, so. And then we're just going to staple it on. And that's just going to create our little tag. So simple, simple. So we got our small tag and our bigger tag. And this one goes pretty fast. It's not too bad. Now we're going to create this, and this unfolds. So you have a journaling spot. So you got a couple little things we're going to have to do here. First of all, we're going to have to get our piece of paper, our tea-dyed paper, which is what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to just take, you know, my tag. I want it to be a little bit bigger than my tag. So I know if I want it a little bit bigger than my tag, then I can just roughly fold it where I want it to be. I don't even have to measure, which makes it nice. So I'm just going to fold it across right there where I had it. So, yeah, that leaves me a little bit of space to play with. Excuse me. Then I'm going to grab my ruler and put my ruler right up to against that line where I want it to be. Fold it down, and then I'm just going to tear my page, and I'm not going to worry about if it's crooked because I can straighten that up in a little bit. Okay, so we have a small bit on there, so then we can just cut along the edge, or you could cut along that fold where we were at, you know, however you want to do it. I personally think it's easier to fold it and rip it and then just cut the little edges off, but that's just me. Okay, so then I missed a little spot. So we're going to go through and just sort of ink it, and you don't even have to be really precise about this, just enough to add a little age to it so it doesn't have that like you just cut it, even though you're just adding a little edge on it. Okay, let me put this back up for a second. Okay, and then this you can do several different ways. I'm going to do mine because this is 11. I'm going to do 2 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, and then 4. So I need to start out with 2. So I'm just going to use my ruler here because this is a see-through ruler. It makes it a lot easier. I'm just going to line it up where the 2 would be. And just sort of crease it there, so then turn it over and fold it. Okay, so then I need to go the opposite direction. So then I'm going to line it up. I'm going to do 3, and this ruler is 3 inches wide, so I'm going to line it up. And again, I mean, you can actually use your score tool if you want to and go along the bottom, sort of crease, you know. Have that. I'm going to go ahead and fold it back. I have it there. Do I have it creased? Go ahead and fold it. Maybe I did that wrong. Hold on, let me measure something real fast. Maybe I did 2, 2, 2, and 2. I don't know. Hold on. No, that's 2. Oh, it was supposed to be 2.5. Not 3. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and go with 3 with this. So originally I did, on this one, I did 2 inches, 2.5, 2.5, and then the fold. So it all folded that way, but we'll do it this way. It'll just create a little small, and our tag will hang off the side, which will sort of be, it'll sort of add a different look to it, which will be sort of neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold it up here. Let's go ahead and straighten that edge up and fold it there. Okay. So, and it just goes to show you, you know, you can do it several different ways and it all turns out good. Okay. So that's where we've got. So then I'm going to go through with my ink and I'm just going to hit these sides over here, sort of, not anything perfect, just a little bit so it sort of ages around where the fold's at, because you don't want it to look like, you know, it's newly folded if you're trying to create a vintage look. Okay. So we have that. Okay. So let's put this down for a little bit and we're going to find our tag and we're going to work with that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our corner off. So we create that tag image. There we go. And you're going to ink around the front and the back. Now you have an option here. You could put coffee or tea dyed paper on the back, or, you know, any kind of scrapbook paper, any kind of paper you want to cover it. I'm going to just ink the back of it up. Really simple, not anything difficult. I'm just sort of making it where it doesn't look so pristine, so white, have that new look to it. I want to age it some. Okay, which works fine for me. Okay, I'm going to pull my hole punch out, and again I'm going to just line it up in the center, and I just sort of, oh, I want it about right there. It works for me. And put my hole reinforcers on. Now I only need on the front because the back is going to be covered. So that saves me, you know, one of my hole. Let's see, do we want to... okay, we're actually going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to do it a little bit different than what I did on the other one. And then I'll show you. So I'm going to cut, you know, my ribbon. Excuse me, guys. Like I said, I'm feeling a little better, but my throat still gets scratchy at times, so. Okay, so I'm going to pull it through. And do my loop through. Tighten my little loop down a little bit. Sometimes you have to play with it. Sometimes it goes right on. It just sort of depends on the mood that your lace is in at the time. Okay, so I have that, but I sort of want to double this. I want it, you know, a little bit more color behind it. So since we're gluing this down on the page and it's not going to be like standalone by itself, I'm going to cut a small piece of the green that I had. And again, I'm going to create the whole, well, I may not need it this long. Let's see. Yeah, I need a little bit longer than that. Okay, so I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to glue this to the back because this doesn't go through, it doesn't, what is the word I'm looking for? It doesn't like to fold and go through those little holes, through the holes like that. So I'm just going to sort of put a little glue on here in all the spots where I'm folding it on itself. And this is going to be hidden, so it doesn't really matter even if you get a little messy with your glue. Then put some, and then I'm just going to glue it to the back where it's flipping up to the sides, just to sort of create that additional texture. And then I can sort of move it around and manipulate it as I need to. I can trim it if I feel like it needs trimmed like this. I'm going to trim a little bit smaller because I just want it just sort of on the outskirts, just to create like that secondary color behind it. Okay, then we're going to set that to the side and let it dry while we're doing our front here, and you have to decide, you know, do you want it on, you know, do you want your page to pull out this way? You know, do you want to put it on the outside edge? Do you want to put it on the inside edge where it pulls out this way across your page? I'm going to go with this way for mine. That's, you know, just what I like to do. And I need a small piece of cheesecloth. So I'm going to reach over here and trim off some of my cheesecloth that I have. Just a little bitty spot, nothing major, just a little bit. Let me trim it up a little bit. I just need a small piece of it. Set it back over there. So I'm going to go on the bottom and just sort of adhere my cheesecloth on the bottom. And glue strings everywhere. I don't really want it, you know, all crazy. I just want it on the bottom. There we go. That's easy. Then we're going to use a wee bit of our doily that we have. Let's just whack off a piece here and use it across the bottom. So I'm just going to glue up a little on here. Put some glue on it to help it maintain its, so it'll stay on the page. And we're just going to put that there. And I want to pull a little bit of that green back in that we used on the top, so I'm just going to snap off a little piece. And trim it up like that. And then I'm just going to glue it right over top my doily. I even put it, you know, sort of tilted some if you want. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay. Then we're going to come in with our tag, and you're going to set your tag down and sort of decide where you want it to be. So, like, I only want some of my ribbon to show. Can you guys, yeah, you know, so I want like here and a tad bit down here. So I can sort of guesstimate. And what I do is just sort of move my finger over and hold it and put where the tip of my finger is. I know that that's where I want. So I know my glue needs to go over here. And then because I'm going to use it on the Fabri-Tac, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to use it on the fabric at the bottom where I put my lace and my doily and all that. I'm going to go ahead and use some Fabri-Tac on here. Make sure I put a nice coat on there. And then because I have my finger there, I can... Okay guys, I am sorry about that. My camera cut off and I'm not sure what was going on. If it was a battery issue or whatever, I don't know. I had to restart it and everything. So I explain exactly what I did step by step. So the last time I put the glue on it and I was putting this down. Before you do that, I'm using crochet thread. It comes just like this. And I just cut out two, you know, about a foot long section, doubled over twice, cut it in half. I knot it, put it behind here, and then glue the tag down. So I'll lay it down and put the tag down so it's adhered behind the tag on the front. Then on the back, which I can show you what I did here. On the back here, I put the strings down, cut off a scrap piece right here, and glue it on. And that leaves like this. So then you just have to glue it in, and I'll show you. Let me flip to the other one and I'll show you what they're gluing it on there. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what that camera issue is about. Let's see if this page is... Okay. So where I don't know, can you see where that scrap piece is there? And I've just used it to hold, to add more security for my strings. Then let me knot up the end of my strings here, just because knotting them up holds them sort of more secure together. And I used 2 for each one, just, you know, so there was a little bit more there, a little more walk. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this in my book, and I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. And again, I'm sorry about that. And if you have any questions, you know, on any of that, just let me know. But all I did was, after that point, is I tucked the strings in under each and then glued that piece on. So I'm sorry. I've got a new camera coming, it just hasn't got here yet, so. Okay. Let's see. And then we're going to glue that in. Just sort of rub it in and get it in there nice and secure. Okay. Then all you do is tie it in a little bow. And that holds that secure so it doesn't flip and flop so much. At least on that side, it'll hold it down more in your book. So we have that. Let me grab my book out here. So we have a couple of places. I want to use the big envelope we made yesterday. I'm going to use our big tag in there because I thought that would look cute and it was about the right size. So slide it in there. So we've got that tucked in there. And then if we open our little envelope here, I wanted to add a little bit more over here, and I thought that little tag would fit in there right nice. So that's in there with that. So there you go. I hope, even though the camera cut out, that, you know, that sort of explains, you know, how to do that. This goes back in here. And our little book is, you know, I am going to split mine into 2 signatures, I know. So we'll work on that in the upcoming days. So that is day 16. Oops. No, that goes in my other book. It is day 16, so I hope you enjoyed it for today. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Again, I'm sorry about the camera glitch. And we will see you back here tomorrow for day 17 of our 25. So hard to believe we're that close already. So you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. And we will see you at the premiere, and we hope you have a good day.